These are the note cards I will be using today to conduct my speech. Hello everybody. Today I want to talk to you about attending college and university and the costs that are associated with doing so. So we think about going to college or attending university at a very young age. Usually around grade school we start to think about what we want to do with our lives, what careers we want to pursue, and usually most of those careers that have to do with anything medical, such as doctors, veterinarians, or even anything with science, you have to obtain a degree in order to achieve those goals. So with that being said, I believe that pursuing a higher education should be free to all Americans. As we get older, we start to realize those expenses are more than what we think. Even with college loans, with financial aid, sometimes those amounts are not enough to help us to pay for all those expenses that have to do with going to school. Sometimes graduates are even left in debt even after they obtain their degree. They end up paying off those costs for the rest of their lives. And in my opinion, it should be a right to be able to pursue a higher education. It shouldn't be a privilege. So people who come from low-income families or who may have to work for a living and have many bills to pay, many responsibilities, or support their families, they might not be able to attend school because they can't afford it, and that's not fair. So the first thing I want to talk about today is how the cost of higher education outweighs the amount that you might receive in financial aid, as I said before. In the United States, citizens collectively hold about $1.31 trillion of college loan debt. And only 30% of Americans actually make it to graduation and to obtaining their degrees. This is due to students focusing more on paying off all those debts associated with going to school, and they tend to not focus so much on their studies, they fall behind, or it could be because they can't afford to keep going, to keep paying for the classes, for the books, and all those costs associated with doing so. If it was free to go to school, I believe that there would be higher graduation rates. And with that, the unemployment rate would actually decrease drastically. And with more degrees, there would be better paying jobs. So in this day of age, bachelor's degrees are getting more and more increasingly needed in order to get a well-paid job. So I think that it should be affordable to at least obtain a bachelor's degree in order for people to have those jobs. And if people had better paying jobs, there would be less government assistance, and those funds could be used in other places and other services that are needed. The fourth reason that I feel that education should be free is that there would be more educated citizens, and with that, it's reported that people who have their degrees actually are in better health, they are happier, and students would be able to major in things that they're passionate about and not be worried about the cost of going to school for a certain subject because they can't afford it. Societies with citizens that have citizens with degrees usually have less crime rates and higher social welfare, and there won't be any worry about having debt from loans. So the graduates, once they graduate, they don't have to be paying off those loans. They can focus on contributing to the economy. They can buy houses, they can buy cars, and focus on things they need, even eat healthier. There would also be much more innovation in our society. So with that, we would have people that have more critical thinking skills, more educated people, and it would overall just improve our society if more people could graduate and could actually go to school. So the last reason today is that funds would be available to also improve instruction in our colleges and universities. So instead of having the financial aid and that money for the assistance, people would actually be able to go to school, and maybe we could enhance programs within the college and university for people to learn better. So with that being said, those are the many reasons that I think a higher education being free would benefit not only ourselves but our society and our country. There are so many benefits. If you have, you'll have more money to yourself, for your family. You won't have to spend all that money on, debt. And I hope that in the future, our next generations would be able to have that right to be able to go to school and not have to stress out about, oh, I can't afford it, I can't go to school, I can't get my degree because it's too much money. So I'm also going to go over the credits today. So most of the information I got came from the Huffington Post on why all public education should be free and collegerapper.com. I also got some information from thebusinessinsider.com, smartasset.com, and Brookings.education, the 8 economic facts on higher education. So this concludes my speech, and thank you for listening.